What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Little Scale Cars YouTube channel. Today we have an exciting review, for me at least. This is the Maserati MC20. This is from Hot Wheels. It debuted in Boulevard with this release right here, and then later got kind of a more mainline-ish release there in a Lego set. Not Lego, sorry, Mattel Brick Shop, and in this beautiful red version here. So we kind of, in the first year of this casting, already have two very distinct styles of release. So let's take a closer look at these and see if they are worth adding to your collections. So as always, let's go ahead and get started with our casting here. We'll start with the Boulevard release here. And proportionally speaking, I am very happy with what we get here. I think they have replicated the MC20 very, very nicely, in all honesty. Kind of pop it next to the real-life car there so you can kind of get a bit of a comparison there. And yeah, if you got beef with that, I don't really know what to tell you. I think that looks very good. So let's break this casting down here. So everything that you're going to see painted in this white is going to be your die-cast body here, and that is quite good. And then the base is also die-cast here on this Boulevard version of it. This is all plastic on the kind of more mainline style that you get in the Mattel Brick Shop version, though. The base, it's going to extend up here into this side skirt. It's also going to be the majority of this front section here, all this kind of bumper and grill section and stuff like that, all meshed in, detailed nicely though. And then it's also going to be a big chunk of this kind of rear diffuser and a rear exhaust section in general. So quite a lot of the base is actually incorporated into the body. And that is going to play a part later on that you'll see. Also here, this roof section, this is plastic. So not so bad looking here where they decal it on this Boulevard release. But you can see here on the more mainline style release, it is a little bit more see-through than I would typically like to see. But casting as a whole is still pretty good. There is no mirrors on this one, which is always a bummer, but all of the body lines are replicated quite nicely, I would say, and look very good. And yeah, no real complaints on the whole, other than maybe the lack of mirrors. For our paint and deco, so we'd get started here with this nice kind of almost pearl white from the Boulevard lineup. Absolutely perfect release in my opinion. A small defect here in my paint, not really sure what happened there. It's a bummer. It's not a chip. It's like there's a little just minor defect there. There's actually another one right there, and then one here in the back as well. Definitely a bummer, but not the end of the world per se. Now, when we move on to this other one from the Brick Shop, we just have this nice bright Ferrari almost red here, which looks really, really good in my opinion. But it doesn't quite get the same level of paint detailing that the Boulevard release did. As a matter of fact, these vents here, I painted them myself. So that is just plain red in the general standard release. So moving into the details. So starting up front, you do get your two headlights, which look quite good. And then on the Boulevard release, you get these little vents that have been painted. These vents are not painted on the more standard release. You get a Maserati logo up front. Another Maserati logo here, this time the Trident, in this very nicely detailed front grille section, in my opinion. I think that looks quite nice. Coming down to the sides here, 10-spoke blacked out wheels, which look really good. I'm a big fan of that. More kind of logos and stuff going on down the side. A Trident logo here on the side, which looks very nicely. These side intakes are very much painted and tampoed in on their own from factory there on this release, which look quite good. Coming into the rear section, we do get two taillights, which look good. Maserati logo emblem right there. Some extra little lights or something going on down here. MC20 on the license plate. And just like the last Boulevard release, we actually get painted exhaust tips here, which just that extra little chef's kiss of beauty there. And I really, really like that. Comparing it to what we'll see from the mainline releases of this one, because it has the plastic base and everything, I'm assuming this casting is destined for the mainline. You can see that it is still pretty solid, but definitely lacking a little bit of the details that the more premium release gets. And like I said, these side intake things, I painted these myself, and I would expect any mainline releases for those to not be painted. So definitely something to think about, but on the whole, pretty solid. Moving into our roll test, they are both still Hot Wheels, so they both are going to roll extremely smooth, despite the plastic tires here and the rubber tires here. When I put these ones on the scale, it really shows how much of a difference that metal base makes, because the premium version from Boulevard weighs in at 51.26 grams, which is a very nice hefty feeling to it. And the more standard mainline variant with the plastic base comes in at 29.14 grams, which is a little bit lighter than the typical mainline car. Moving into our pros and cons, getting started with our pros. The biggest pro, in my opinion, is that casting. I think they really knocked this one out of the park, and it came out looking really nice, phenomenal even, I would say. Only problem being the lack of mirrors, which on a Hot Wheels is not really too surprising. The other big pro I'm going to say is the kind of extra boost in detail here on this Boulevard release here. And again, I'm kind of referring to the exhaust tip paint because we don't always get that, and it's really nice to see that we did get it here. For the cons, though, I would say there's only one that I really need to address, and it's kind of the imperfections. So, again, I don't know why I have this one up here, because this one really doesn't have any imperfections, but I did point out the minor paint flaws here on this particular one, and this was a thing I was noticing on all the ones that I saw in the store when I got this one, and being that I already had the BBR, I didn't quite care all that much that there was slight imperfections, but it is something to keep an eye out for. So for some quick size comparisons with some other budget-friendly brands, we have the Hot Wheels mainline Maserati Shamal over there on the left, and we have the RMZ City Maserati Gran Turismo over here on the right. And here we have it with some more premium Maseratis, with the Maserati Gran Turismo MC Stradale from DCT models, sorry there. And then a very important comparison here with the BBR Maserati MC20. Alrighty, so let's give an overall analysis here and see what we have to see here. The hype, I would say, was very good, and this kind of lived up to their hype quite nicely. They basically hit everything I wanted them to hit, especially the Boulevard release here. The mainline kind of variant, for the way that it was released in the Mattel Brick Shop thing, I don't really have any beef. For your value, the Boulevard releases for around $8, which is okay, but it is pushing it because the MC20 is kind of becoming a more common car in the 1/64 scale space. There's quite a few brands that have done it now, and this makes it the second most expensive one, actually, from Hot Wheels. So, yeah, something to think about. Whereas this one, you get a whole entire Lego kit car, essentially, which I would say means that this is a mainline price point. I'll give it a $130 value here, $130, and for that, I would say it is definitely worth it. So value is still good, but perhaps pushing it in the Boulevard release there. Community feedback has been very good overall as a whole. This one there's been a lot of gripe about because these things were not painted, but I was able to paint these extremely easily, actually. The paint kind of wants to flow naturally into this space, so really, really not too shabby there. Whereas this one, on the other hand, though, no one really has had any complaints other than minor imperfections and things we have already talked about. So, as a whole, pretty solid. These are very nicely done, in my opinion. Like, really no huge complaints. I think the casting as a whole just looks so good. The scaling was done very nicely, engineered in a way that kind of lets it pop without overworking anything. Both of them look very good in their own ways, factoring in price especially. I'm assuming since this exists now with the full plastic kind of base, it's only a matter of time before we see this car in the mainline or Silver Series or something like that. So if you don't want to buy an entire model kit car to put together like a Lego kit, yeah, just kind of keep waiting. I'm sure this one's going to go mainline at this point with this release. So, with all that kind of being said, I do highly recommend these ones, especially if you don't own any MC20s. I think they're kind of a good middle ground. If you don't want to spend the full money, like $20 or so to get the BBR, but you want something a little nicer than like an RMZ City or an MSZ diecast kind of deal, these are probably your go-to. Alrighty guys, with that will wrap up this review. Kind of a little bit of a more unique review here, kind of doing almost like a mainline and a premium at the same time. Let me know how you liked it in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on these two models down below as well. Go ahead and give the video a like if you haven't done that already, and do not forget to subscribe so you do not miss any future videos, and I will see you guys in the next video.